In this video, I'm going to share one kind of simple tip with you guys, but if you integrate this into your video and photo, it can be hugely effective. And honestly, if I was going to recommend one thing to new filmmakers and photographers, it would probably be this. Let's check out this simple little video that I filmed and see if you guys can spot the reoccurring feature throughout all of the clips, and just afterwards I'll reveal what it is and tell you guys a little bit more about it.
The end of you and me. And there's a place I can go, there's a place I can call home. I'm feeling low, and there's a place I can go, I can go. I've been feeling low, and there's a place I can go, there's a place I can call home. I'm feeling low, and there's a place I can go, I can go.
Okay, so that is the simple little video, and although it's not the most creative and crazy epic thing that I've created, the shots are captivating and they're kind of clean and it has like a nice feel to it. So what is it that's making this video so interesting and engaging? The answer is foreground. Check out all these shots and how I utilized foreground in them to make the shots have a nicer feel to them. There's a lot of reasons that I love foreground, one of them being that it's an easy way to hugely improve your shots that's completely free. You don't need to go upgrade to some expensive lens or camera. You can do this thing with whatever camera you have and it's going to hugely improve your shots. Foreground is a pretty easy thing to do in your shots. Next time you're out filming, just look around you a little bit and see what you could use as foreground. If you're going to get a shot of a person, for example, instead of just getting it like this, try and find something around you in your environment. Maybe it's a tree or some leaves or a bush. It all adds to the narrative and the story of where this person is and where this video actually took place. By introducing foreground into your shots, you can do a whole bunch of different things. The first thing being that you can create depth in your shots. So if you look out for something like those coconuts we mentioned on the floor and you put those right in the front of your shot as your foreground, now you might have something like foreground being coconuts, you have your subject, and then you have the background, whatever that might be. So you've created a whole lot of depth in that shot and you almost have 3 layers now, and it's going to really make that shot more pleasing and a lot more clean. Another thing you'll notice that will happen when adding in that foreground layer is that if you're shooting on a relatively fast lens, meaning it has a wide aperture, or if your lens is quite long and you're kind of zoomed in, you'll notice that that foreground layer starts to get a bit blurred out, and then your subject will be extra crispy and sharp and in focus, and that background will be a bit blurred out. And that can make your subject pop so much more by having that foreground a little bit blurred out. You get some movement in there or something and you got the nice blurred out foreground and right up in there. It looks amazing. That's one of my favorite things about foreground, so give it a try. The next thing using foreground is going to do for your shots, this is one of my favorite things that foreground does, and that is adding movement to your shots. So if you've ever tried to add some movement to your shot, maybe for example it's a slide shot and you slide across like this and you're filming your subject, you have to cover a huge amount of ground really quickly for it to be noticeable at all in that final shot. You'll notice as soon as you add foreground into that shot, you don't have to move a lot at all and you have a whole lot of movement going on. That foreground is rushing past your frame and your subject is staying nice and still, completely transforms the whole image. Give it a try. I think this is referred to as the parallax effect, where things close to you seem to move faster and things far away don't. The same way as if you look out a car window sideways, if you've ever tried that. If you look at something really close to you, it's really moving fast. Look far away at a mountain or something in the distance and it's not moving at all. You want to try and mimic that effect with your foreground, and that will be rushing past and your subject further away. It's going to be nice and still, but it's going to really look cool. Another thing you can do with the same sliding out shot, for example, is reveal something. So you can reveal your subject, whether that's a person or a sunset or whatever it might be. Start off your shot with your camera behind the foreground completely, and as you slide it out you can reveal something. So you can do it on whatever you guys can find in your environment. Maybe it's some grass or a wall or a window, whatever it is. Try and reveal something. Definitely one of my favorite styles of shots. Next time you guys are out and shooting your next cinematic section or some photos, make sure to look around in your environment and see if you can spot any cool foreground elements that you could add that are just going to make your shots so much more dynamic and add so much depth and make them way more clean and engaging. So that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you guys found some of this useful. I think Foreground seriously is, above all things, the one thing I would recommend to people starting out that can completely transform your videos and photos without even having to spend a cent. I will see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. It will be much appreciated. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.